Tired of your gomar ratting you out to the feds? Sick of your capo sweating you over that missing envelope? Or maybe you just need to sleep through a sit-down like it's a spa day in Sicily. Introducing Gonezo, the only sleeping pill approved by 3 out of 5 mob doctors and 1 very tired consigliere. 1 pill and bam, like you got hit with a blackjack behind Rocco's. But you wake up fresh, no bruises, no wiretaps, and no regrets. Real customer testimony. I took Gonezo before my arraignment. Woke up in Tijuana with a new name and a suitcase full of counterfeit 20s, 5 stars. Gino the Fork Abatacola. Now with our patented forget-about-it formula, Gonezo erases shame, guilt, and 3 to 5 hours of your last regrettable night at the Velvet Lounge. Warning, side effects may include sudden urges to flee the country, thinking you're bulletproof, marrying your Gumar's cousin during a blackout in Atlantic City. Ask your bookie if Gonezo is right for you, or don't. He's probably already on it. Gonezo, sleep like you ain't got priors. Brooklyn Bloodlines Season 2 coming soon.
Bugs, what the fuck you doing in there, you prick?
Fratto, the Iowa Middleman. A Pizzaverse historical documentary. Written by Bambi Palermo, produced by Pizzaverse Studios. The silence in the cornfield. The Midwest. They call it the heartland, a place of small towns, grain silos, and Sunday sermons. But even hearts can hide rot, and behind the smiles and cornfields, some of the smartest men in the Chicago outfit were making their money off the soil of Iowa. This is the story of Louis Cockeyed Louie Fratto, the man who built a criminal empire out of politeness, patience, and perfect timing, the ghost of Des Moines. A Chicago education, Fratto was born July 17, 1907, in Chicago's Little Italy, when the city was a furnace, half jazz, half gunfire. The air smelled like whiskey and ambition. He wasn't a brawler like Capone. He was a thinker. Cool eyes, steady tone, never overplayed a hand. By his 20s, Fratto was moving with the outfit's young bloods, the 42s gang, alongside names that had become legends: Sam Giancana, Tony Accardo, Charles Nicoletti. You don't survive in that jungle by barking. You survive by listening. Louis listened better than anybody. When the heat came down after Capone's fall, the outfit needed new territory, somewhere quiet. Iowa looked harmless, no mob wars, no headlines, just grain and gullibility. So they sent Fratto. Chicago sent hitmen everywhere else. Iowa, they sent Louis. The man called Lew Farrell. He arrived in Des Moines in the early 30s under an alias, Lew Farrell. A clean-cut businessman with a ready smile, he set up a beer distribution company, Canadian Ace Beer, and made it the perfect front for his new operation. Beer deliveries by day, cash pickups by night. Louis turned distributors into couriers, warehouses into banks. The money flowed back to Chicago through shipping routes that looked cleaner than a nun's conscience. Des Moines saw a businessman. Chicago saw a boss. He didn't swagger. He strolled. The trick wasn't looking tough. It was looking trustworthy. Fratto's brilliance was in the mask, a polite smile, a donation to the church, a word with city council. By the time the locals realized who he was already untouchable. Building an invisible empire, By 1940, Iowa was Fratto's kingdom. He controlled the flow of gambling profits, trucking unions, and liquor distribution all across the state. Bookmakers, bar owners, warehouse bosses, they all paid tribute. When the outfit needed somewhere quiet to move cash from Vegas skims or Midwestern numbers games, they used Fratto's network. The feds called him the Chicago liaison. His men called him boss. See, Louis didn't run his empire with fear. He ran it with favor. You needed something? Louis got it done. You crossed him, you vanished, polite, quiet, permanent. Des Moines became the cleanest dirty city in America. No drive-bys, no open wars, just quiet efficiency. And every nickel that jingled made its way back to Chicago. The Kefauver test. The silence didn't last forever. In 1950, Senator Estes Kefauver started dragging gangsters in front of cameras for the first national crime hearings. Names came out: Accardo, Giancana, Civella, and right there among them was Louis Fratto. When they called him to testify, Louis showed up sharp, gray suit, hat tilted low, a grin that could melt butter. Every question, same answer. I refuse to answer on the grounds it might incriminate me. Over and over. Until the senators were sweating and the audience was laughing. He didn't dodge the spotlight, he used it for a smoke break. Louis walked out untouched, the press laughing, the feds furious. They had nothing. No witnesses, no paper, no crack in his armor. Family, faith, and firepower. Behind the legend was a family man. He married young, raised 5 kids, sent them to good schools, and built a reputation as the nicest guy on Court Avenue. Neighbors saw Sunday dinners, not syndicates. But make no mistake, he still had soldiers. If someone skimmed from the top or got too curious, Louis didn't shout. He made a call. They said he ran Iowa with a handshake. Maybe. But the handshake came with a closed casket if you crossed him. He gave his sons a better life, one that didn't need the street. One went into boxing promotion, another drifted into entertainment. The family always stayed in business, just cleaner on paper. The Midwest kingpin. By the early 60s, Fratto's influence stretched across state lines: Omaha, Kansas City, even up to Minneapolis. He was the connective tissue between the Civellas of Kansas City and the outfit back in Chicago. Truck routes, cash drops, laundering networks disguised as agricultural shipments. Everything moved through Iowa. And Louis moved like a ghost, never in photos, never on recordings, never without an alibi. When younger gangsters got sloppy, Louis stayed calm. He'd survived Prohibition, the IRS, the Kefauver Circus, and a dozen jealous rivals. He wasn't feared because he killed people. He was feared because he never had to. The final chapter. By 1967, time had caught up with him. The feds were smarter, the mob was meaner, and the old codes were cracking. Louis was still under indictment for racketeering, but nothing ever stuck. On November 24, 1967, Louis Fratto died quietly in Des Moines at home, surrounded by family, with a smile that said he'd beaten the odds. No shootout, no betrayal, just a life lived like a ghost story with ledgers instead of gunsmoke. He died how every boss dreams to in bed, not in the gutter, and he took every secret with him. The legacy. Fratto's legacy didn't end with his death. His quiet method, build clean, act clean, stay quiet, became the new blueprint for organized crime in America. After him came a generation of businessmen who learned you don't need to break legs if you can bend laws. He showed how to make corruption look like capitalism. How to bury crime under paperwork. How to rule an empire so quietly the world thinks you're a saint. Louis turned the mob from gangsters into gentlemen. That's the kind of power that don't fade, it echoes. The Midwest's ghost. Iowa never knew what lived among its cornfields. No limos, no shootouts, just a man in a fedora and a smile that could buy the whole damn state. They called him Cockeyed Louie. The rest of us, we call him what he was, the middleman who became the boss. Word to the wise. These are the stories history forgot, the ones they buried deep under polite smiles and dusty archives. The Midwest wasn't clean, it was clever, and Louis Fratto was proof that power don't need permission, just patience. You're watching Pizzaverse Studios, where we don't glamorize the myth, we dig up the truth. Because around here, we don't rewrite history, we excavate it. Thanks for watching.
When I go into that ground, I won't go quietly, I'm bringing my crown. When I go into that ground, oh, they gotta bury me face down. From the rubble, what do I see? There's a whole damn army thinking that they're gonna harm me, saying that I'll never get free. Oh, I got troubles, they won't let me be. But I won't get tired, set the town on fire till my troubles got trouble with me. Thinking that they've won, it's only just begun. When I go into that ground, I won't go quietly, I'm bringing my crown. And when I go into that ground, oh, they gotta bury me face down. I've been on the run since I was a boy, but now I'm done running, got another thing coming, watch my enemies get destroyed. Oh, I got troubles of more than one kind, but I never sleep, gotta bury me 6 feet deep where the sun don't shine. Thinking that they've won, it's only just begun. When I go into that ground, I won't go quietly, I'm bringing my crown. And when I go into that ground, oh, they gotta bury me face down. face down.